Hey, all right. How's it going, people? Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Jeff. We are all the Animal Donut family. Hopefully you've tapped that like button and also touched that subscribe button as well. Today, I saw something I've never seen before on my portfolio. The average of all of the stocks was 7.45%. This is just totally crazy. I've just never seen this. If I had NVIDIA in my portfolio, it would have brought the portfolio down today. I'll just show you. As many of you, if you've been watching the channel, know I've done a semiconductor portfolio since the beginning of 2024. Just started the first trading day of the year, which I remember it well, like it was yesterday. It's January 2nd, and I bought 10 stocks. So these portfolio positions are just kind of crazy. I have never seen this. Axcelis Technologies, that's ACLS, is up 14.23%. Aspen Aerogels, ASPN, is up 8.31%. Camtech, CAMT, is up 6.6%, and on and on. There are 10 stocks. Got me thinking about a few things. First of all, thank you for the comments. I did a recent video. People were appreciative of me doing videos about Axcelis Technologies and about air test systems, which I do not own, but I've done a number of videos, and also Aspen Aerogels. These have, I guess, been coming to the surface. People have been commenting about them because finally, after whatever, 5 months of varying performance, these stocks have done really well as of the last day or two. So thanks for at least commenting about that stuff. Now, here's something that I thought, because I took a little walk today with a friend and his dog, and we were just talking a little bit about investing. And, you know, here's just a thought I have. A lot of times when there's a lot of excitement in the markets, like when all me and you and everybody we know who's into stocks can talk about is how much stocks are going up, you know, today or next week or next month. When everybody forgets that stocks go down and when nobody can think of ever just keeping some money saved like in a savings reserve, those are usually the times when that euphoria gets really high. That's when things tend to like come out of nowhere, you know, like bad things happen that nobody thought would ever happen. And so I'm not trying to like put some doom and gloom into this because I want everything to keep going up, right? I like up days. But I think it makes sense just to think about like the possibility that maybe in a month or two or three, we may have days when my portfolio does not go up 7%, all 10 positions average. Because I think the reality is that these fast moves, these NVIDIA-like moves for all stocks are kind of an anomaly. And so here's a question that came up on the dog walk. As some of you know, if you've been watching this channel, I have this Animal Donut ETF. It's just a 5-stock portfolio, ANDO, just for fun, Animal Donut. And the thing I did in buying each of those was as soon as I bought each of those stocks, within a minute of making the purchase, I went and I placed a trailing stop loss order. And that simply says that I want to sell any of those positions if they come down 20% from their high. So this is a way of protecting each position from a devastating loss. To me, I would consider losing 30% or 40 or 50 or 70% to be something I just don't want to happen in this portfolio. So it kind of contains the losses. And I like this because what it's doing is it's providing an asymmetric bet on each of these positions. This is a trading strategy where you limit the downside. So the most I can lose on any of those stocks in that 5-stock portfolio, the most I can lose is 20%. But the upside's unlimited. So these positions can just keep going up and up. And the only thing that will stop this progress upwards is if one of these positions drops by 20%. So I like this. I think this is more of a trading strategy, obviously, than a buy and hold strategy that, say, a fundamental investor like a Warren Buffett would not place a purchase of a stock and then immediately say, if it comes down 20%, I want to sell it. But this is more of a trading strategy. But I think for stocks like these volatile stocks, and I want to say semiconductors, I think have a lot more volatility than some types of stocks, especially those in my portfolio tend to be small cap or mid cap. So I like the idea that my downside is kind of limited with the semiconductor stocks. But in my semi portfolio, I don't have any trailing stop loss orders. I only did this with the 5 stocks in my Ando portfolio, and those are Vistra Energy, Constellation Energy, Eaton, Transmedics Group, and Axome Therapeutics. So those all have stop losses. So theoretically, I could go to sleep tonight and one of those, or 2 of them, or all of them could drop 50%, but I'd be out when they came down 20. And I could go away for a vacation. I could, take off for a few weeks or a few months and not worry about any one of these, dropping in price, suddenly destroying my portfolio. So what I was wondering and thinking about with my friend, he asked me, hey, have you thought of placing stop losses on all 10 of your semiconductor stocks? And I hadn't really thought of that. Because when I set up the 10 stock portfolio, I didn't even know what a trailing stop loss order was. So if we look here, for example, at the total gain losses in this portfolio, stocks like Aspen Aerogels, that stock is up about 100% from my first purchase, which was January 2nd. That's up more than 100% so far this year. And then I bought some shares on June the 3rd, and those are already up a lot. So the question is, should I put a trailing stop loss? It would be a way of making sure that if one of these stocks, for example, Allegro Microsystems or Axcelis, Aspen Aerogels, Camtech, Nova, onsemi, Onto Innovation, Photronics, Synopsys, or ST Microelectronics, if any of those were to drop 20, I'd just be out. So what do you guys think? I'm kind of interested. I know a lot of you guys trade stocks, and then some of you are more, I think, investors for the long term. What do you think about this idea of placing trailing stop losses on these? The downside I see maybe is that some of them could come down. I could be stopped out of the trade, and then the stock could rebound and I would miss that upside. But I just think that's one of the things that could kind of come along with any strategy, that, it doesn't go perfectly as you'd like. But if I got stopped out, you always have the option to wait a while or don't wait, and just you could repurchase the stock and, go on with life. There would be nothing wrong with, if you got stopped out, just taking a look, reconsidering. Otherwise, I don't see any big deal about getting stopped out of a stock. Are there any people who have done the stop losses and found that did work well? Or have you used a trailing stop loss and then found that it somehow was harmful or, hurt your performance? I'm just interested in kind of learning from you guys and getting your feedback. So that's about it. But the more I've learned, like about Axcelis Technologies and Aspen Aerogels, the more confidence I've gained in these positions. So I've added to these portfolios. I've added a lot of money over the last 5 months. So in that way, I think these larger positions in these semi stocks, which were a little beaten down earlier this year, are really providing some fuel for the fire. So let me know what you guys think about trailing stop losses, about Aspen Aerogels, Axcelis Technologies, or even perennial favorite Air Test Systems, which I do not own, but which I've talked about enough. So I got to give a little bit of props and some congrats to some of the what are diamond hands? Is that it? Diamond hands people with the faith in the Air Test Systems, because you got one good day today, and it has been a long debacle of a year, a treacherous year for anyone who owns that stock. It's just come down and come down and come down. So wishing you all an awesome day. Hope your portfolios are doing well. Let me know which stocks you are interested in hearing about. Maybe I'll include them in a future video. Just want to thank you all for watching this. Again, if you're new to the channel and have not yet subscribed, please consider tapping that little subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Most of my videos are about small cap growth stocks. I've been focusing on semiconductors on the one hand, and then some energy stocks like Vistra Energy, Constellation Energy, and Eaton Corporation, as well as Axome Therapeutics, which is in the healthcare pharmaceutical, and Transmedics Group, TMDX. So if these kind of stocks, which kind of have that high growth trajectory, small cap stocks, somewhere between like 1 billion and maybe $8 billion market cap, if that's of interest to you, I think you'll like some of the videos I'm going to be coming up with in the next few days, because I'm really focusing on this sector of the market and also looking to see beyond just the semiconductors, what to look for next. Because I think, you know, by the time everybody knows about semis, by the time everybody's piling into the sector, that often signals that there's some other part of the market that might be getting a little bit cheap and might be worth looking at kind of for the next leg up in the stock market. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.